Hey everyone, this is Anna. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you how I made these two cards using the stamp set called Fashion Wear by Concord and Ninth. It's a really fun set, and I know that they have a winter version as well. I don't have that one yet, but after playing with this one, I think I will go ahead and get it. It was a lot of fun, and there's a lot of ways that you can use the stamp set, as you will see here in a few minutes. And as you can see, my set is already well loved. And what I like to do is to practice a little bit before starting my project. So I did a lot of stamping, kind of learning the placement of the stamps and the different choices that I have with the images. This is the paper that I chose from Cartabella from the Summer Loving collection. I really like the contrast of the black and white on one side and the very colorful swimsuits on the other side. So that's why I chose that paper. I'm also using this die from the Snapshot Frames dies from Fun Stamper's Journey. And that's the first thing I did. I die cut 4 of these frames, one with the Cartabella paper and the other 3 with Nina white cardstock. And of course I need a background for my cards, and I will be using the inside of those frames to stamp my images. And one tip I can share with you is that whenever you have a stamp that is very small, such as this one with the lips, is to put very little pressure on the acrylic block when you stamp, and that will give you the best image possible. If you press too hard, it might move the stamp on the block or it will skew the image. So just remember to tap very gently, and that's why practicing ahead of time on a scratch piece of paper really works. That way you get to know the different stamps and how much pressure you need to apply to each of them. And since I will be fussy cutting all of these images separately, I chose to stamp them on one piece of paper. Since I am coloring using my alcohol markers, I made sure to use an ink that is alcohol marker friendly. In this case, I'm using Fun Stamper's Journey in Black Licorice. I have 3 different brands of markers that I like to use. I like Copics, of course, and Studio 71 by Reese, and also Arts Loft, I believe it's called. And I found those at Michael's, and I find that they work very well together, so I use them together most of the time. The majority of my colors are from Copic, but I kind of have them all together, and I just don't pay attention to what brand they are, just kind of grab the colors that I need. I'm not very particular with my coloring. As you can see, I just kind of grabbed some yellows and some browns and a little bit of orange, and then mix them all together. I like using my light color first and then do all the shadows, and then go back over with my very lightest color just to kind of blend them all in. By the way, after coloring this hat, I realized that the ink kind of bled to my mat. This is the first time I'm using the Waffle Flower medium mat, and it kind of stained a little bit, so I would recommend to put something in between your mat and your paper if you're using alcohol markers, or probably any other type of marker. I was able to take it off with rubbing alcohol, so that's good, but I will be protecting the mat moving forward, especially when using markers. Now I'm starting the second image, and as you can see, some of the face in the image looks stained from the ink, but it will not transfer onto your paper, so don't worry about that. I tried cleaning it, but it will not come off, but it doesn't really hurt my stamp, so I left it as that. I really like this little bun of a choice for hair. This is such a fun set. I think if you get it, you will have a lot of fun using it. So I was trying to decide what accessory to use for the second image, and I decided to use the little bow that's included. It's actually like a scarf that is supposed to be for the neck, but it looks really good on the hair as well. So that's two ways that you can use it. And here I'm just showing you different ways that you can put it on the hair, and of course how it will look on the neck, like it was meant to be. So I decided that she does need a necklace, so I went ahead and stamped the necklace that's included and then color it with a dark pink. And for the hat, I use foam tape. That way you can give it some extra dimension. And I really love how this looks, and it even has a little shadow under the hat on the face, so I think that's really cool. I wanted to try out the Hair and Skin Tones watercolor by Nuvo. These pencils, of course, they're meant to be used with water, but I decided just to use a little stump to kind of blend the color in, and it worked just fine. I guess I could have used water as well. This is Nina 110 pounds, so it could probably have taken a little bit of water, but I decided just to use the little stump to blend it in. Next, I will be assembling all the pieces together. I am using this new, to me at least, this new adhesive called the Card Perfect adhesive. I will have the information on the video description if you're interested. It was pretty good. It was gooey, more than the one that the glue that I usually use, but it was really nice, and it dried clear, so that's always nice, especially for cards. And you will see that I'm doubling up. That's why you needed 4 of these frames. And then the trick to match the image to the inside of the frame is to put your frame first, and then just kind of like place the image inside of the frame and remove your frame, and that way you know that it will match the inside of the frame. I used foam tape for the frame, just so it could have a lot of dimension, and then just placed it over the stamped image. So now I just want to add a little bit of bling, so I decided to use the Rainbow Drops by Fun Stamper's Journey. I've had this set for a really long time. It's just a lot of pieces in there. I really like that they are translucent and the colors are really pretty, so I'm glad I was able to use it for this project. And to adhere them, I'm using some very tiny glue dots, and they're very easy to use, so that's why I chose them. And that finishes this first card, and now it's time to assemble the second card. For the second card, I'm using a white frame, and that's because I will be using the colorful side of the background paper. So I thought it would look nice just to have a white frame. And since my frame will be white, I'm adding a little bit of color to my image, to around my image, I should say, using my blending brush. And this right here is a distressed oxide ink, but you can use any type of ink that you have available. Like I said, it's just to give it a little bit of color so it will pop from inside the frame. I decided to use a little bit of color by applying this very thin washi tape. If you don't have a washi tape similar to this one, you can also use Nuvo drops. I also decided to put a little bit of bling inside the frame, and if you don't have these in particular, you could also use pearls if you wish, or just leave it as is. And that completes the second card. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and that you do give it a try. If you like this video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.